You think music sounds better in your car because of the speakers. That is not the real reason. Your brain is literally being altered while you drive, and part of it is actually dangerous. Have you ever noticed this? The same song feels completely average in your room. You hear it. You maybe nod your head, and then you move on. But the moment you hit the road at night, that exact same song transforms into something unreal, louder, deeper, almost cinematic, like it was written specifically for this moment, this road, this version of you. That is not your imagination running wild. That is your nervous system being hacked in real time by physics, psychology, and brain chemistry, all working together. The optic flow effect. When you drive, your eyes lock onto the road ahead. But while your central vision stays fixed, everything else, streetlights, trees, lane markings, passing buildings, rushes past in your peripheral vision in one continuous blur of movement. This phenomenon has a name. It is called optic flow. And here is where it gets genuinely strange. That constant, rhythmic movement in your peripheral vision acts almost like a visual metronome. Your brain picks up on this steady, uninterrupted stream of motion and begins to synchronize with it. Slowly, without you even noticing, it starts pushing your mind into what neuroscientists call an alpha brainwave state, the same relaxed, deeply focused state associated with meditation, flow, and creative thinking. Think about what that actually means for a moment. Your conscious mind is occupied just enough to keep the car on the road, to process traffic signals, to make micro-adjustments to the steering wheel, but it is not so overwhelmed that it has any bandwidth left to overthink, to analyze, or to judge. So when music starts playing, it does not pass through your normal mental filters the way it would at home or at work. It bypasses them entirely. It goes straight into your subconscious, the part of your brain that processes emotion, memory, and feeling without question. You are no longer analyzing the song. You are not thinking about the production, the lyrics, whether it is technically impressive. You are simply experiencing it, fully, completely, with your whole self. That is why it feels like you are inside a movie, and the world outside your windshield is perfectly synced to every beat. The control and dopamine loop. But optic flow and alpha brainwaves are only half the story. There is a second, deeply psychological reason your brain becomes addicted to this feeling, and it has everything to do with control. Think about your daily life for a second. At work, someone else sets the deadlines. At home, there are obligations and expectations. Your phone buzzes constantly with notifications that demand your attention. Everywhere you go, something or someone is pulling at you, redirecting you, telling you what to do next. Your car is different. Inside that sealed space, you make every decision. You control the speed. You control the direction. You control the temperature. And most importantly, you control the music. What plays, how loud, when it changes. Every single variable is yours. That sense of complete autonomy is not just comforting. It is neurochemically powerful. It triggers dopamine, the brain's primary reward and motivation chemical. The same chemical released when you achieve a goal, win a competition, or experience genuine pleasure. Now, layer that on top of your favorite song, which is already releasing dopamine on its own, simply by being music you love. You are hitting your brain with a simultaneous double reward loop. Control plus music. Safety plus stimulation. The result is a chemical cocktail that makes even an average song feel like a masterpiece the moment you press the accelerator perfectly on the beat drop. The isolation chamber nobody talks about. Here is the part most people quietly recognize but rarely say out loud. Your car is not just transportation. It is an isolation chamber, a small, sealed, moving space where the outside world genuinely disappears. No judgment from anyone watching you, no interruptions from people around you, no social consequences for whatever you feel or say or do inside it. You can scream at the top of your lungs. You can cry without anyone seeing. You can replay a conversation from 3 years ago and finally say everything you should have said. You can overthink, decompress, celebrate privately, or just exist without performing for anyone. That kind of complete emotional freedom is extraordinarily rare in modern life. Let me ask you something honestly. How many times have you pulled into your driveway, turned off the engine, and still sat there for a few extra minutes just to finish the song? Was it really about the song, or were you giving yourself a few more seconds of that feeling? A few more seconds of being in control, being alone, being free from whatever was waiting for you on the other side of that car door. Because inside the car, you are the main character. Outside, you are just a person again. Physiological arousal, the hidden amplifier. Now add one more layer that most people never consciously register. Even when you feel completely calm while driving, your body is not calm at all. Your heart rate is slightly elevated. Your reflexes are primed and active. Your eyes are scanning constantly, processing information, anticipating movement, reading the environment in real time. This is called physiological arousal. It is a low-level, background activation of your stress and alertness systems. Not panic, not anxiety, just your nervous system quietly running at a higher gear than it does when you are sitting still. Here is where the brain makes a fascinating and powerful mistake. It takes that physical energy, that subtle, ambient adrenaline already running through your body, and it attributes it to whatever emotion is most available in the moment. And if music is playing, the brain attaches that arousal directly to the song. The music did not create all of that feeling, but your brain assigns it credit for all of it anyway. Fast driving on an open highway with aggressive, high-energy music, it feels almost unstoppable, like you are capable of anything. Slow driving in the rain with something soft and melancholic, it does not just feel sad, it feels devastatingly sad, heavy, cinematic, profound in a way that the same song never reaches when you are just sitting at home. The road is not just carrying you forward geographically. It is amplifying every emotional frequency inside you. Your body feels the music. And then, there is one final detail that separates the car from every other listening environment. In your car, sound does not just reach your ears, it surrounds your entire body. The cabin is small, enclosed, and acoustically engineered in ways most people never think about. Bass frequencies travel through the seat beneath you, through the steering wheel in your hands, through the floor under your feet. You are not just hearing the music, you are physically inside it. That is something headphones, no matter how expensive, fundamentally cannot replicate. It is closer to a live concert than any personal audio device, because your whole body becomes part of the experience. The hidden cost, but this entire experience carries a cost that is easy to ignore. Have you ever automatically lowered the volume when navigating a confusing intersection or searching for an unfamiliar turn? That is not a quirky habit. That is your brain protecting itself, recognizing that the trance state requires available cognitive space, and complex driving eats that space up instantly. The moment the road demands more of you, the magic breaks. The same music that felt transcendent 30 seconds ago becomes background noise. The illusion collapses. So the next time you are driving at night, music blasting, feeling like the protagonist of your own story, understand what is genuinely happening beneath the surface. You are not just listening to a song. You are inside a perfectly engineered psychological loop, optic flow, alpha brainwaves, dopamine, isolation, physiological arousal, and full-body sound, all converging on your mind simultaneously. It feels therapeutic. It feels powerful. It feels like one of the most honest versions of yourself. But it is also commanding more of your attention than you realize. And sometimes, that is exactly what makes it dangerous.